home to millions and internationally famous for its spectacular scenery, thriving communities, and lush farmlands. California's destinations are linked together via a vast network of state highways, a highway system that is maintained in part by private citizens. Few people realize that more than half of state highway roadsides are adopted. But the fact is, thousands of proud citizens just like yourselves pick up litter, remove graffiti, provide vegetation control, and even plant trees, shrubs, and wildflowers on California's roadsides each year. They join the Adopt a Highway program because it provides a great opportunity to improve the beauty of California, save millions of tax dollars, earn recognition, and have fun. Now that you've joined, you're probably anxious to get started. Part 1 of this video outlined tasks to be completed before your first work event. Part 2 will focus on how to plan a work event and on roadside safety procedures. We want to make sure that each and every one of you knows how to avoid taking unnecessary risks and how to respond correctly if the unexpected should occur. Because there are so many things to learn, we've developed the acronym CREW Plans to help you memorize the Adopt a Highway safety procedures. C is for contact Caltrans at least 5 days, but no more than 1 month before you plan to work. It's required that your safety leader notify the Caltrans maintenance representative listed on your encroachment permit of your plan to work. This is so your representative can check to see if any Caltrans crews have been scheduled to be in your area on that day. Your group will not be permitted to work if maintenance or construction activity has been planned. Don't plan to work during rush hour or other periods of heavy traffic. This includes on or within 24 hours before a legal holiday or holiday weekend. R is for review safety procedures. Before you work, every time you work, plan to conduct a brief safety review at your designated meeting area. The group safety leader should review the safety requirements for Adopt a Highway participants and the bag it, move it, or leave it instruction sheet with group members. If the group safety leader cannot be present on the actual workday, a replacement leader must be appointed to carry out this responsibility. E is for evaluate weather condition. Don't attempt to work when the roadway is icy or wet. Don't work before dawn, after dusk, in fog, or any time when driver visibility is reduced. Don't work in extreme heat or cold, or in high winds. If conditions on your scheduled workday are not right, call off or discontinue the event and reschedule. W is for wear your safety gear. Dress for protection and visibility while working on the roadside. Volunteers are required to wear hard hats, safety glasses, vests, and gloves. The hard hats and safety glasses will protect you from objects like small pebbles that might be flung into the air by passing vehicles. The brightly colored vests will make you more visible to passing motorists and identify you as an Adopt a Highway crew member. Sharp objects, insects, and sometimes even snakes may be hidden in the grass along the roadside. For this reason, it's required that all volunteers wear long pants and shoes or boots with ankle support. It's strongly recommended that you wear long-sleeve shirts to protect you from insects, abrasive plants, and the sun. In addition, try to wear light-colored clothing, as this will make you more visible to passing motorists. Wear insect repellent and sunscreen if you're not allergic to them. Consider your encroachment permit as part of your required year. The group leader must bring along a copy, and a copy must be placed on the dashboard of each vehicle parked at the site. Whether you walk or drive to your adoption site, please dress and organize your gear before you enter the work area. And when you are finished working, keep your safety gear on until after you have left your adoption site. P stands for Park in a Safe Place. Whether you plan to park on the right-of-way or will be using a drop-off and pickup arrangement, please decide where you're going to stop prior to your work event. You'll need to abide by the following rules when choosing your spot. Never stop in a traffic lane. Vehicles that are stopping to drop off or pick up workers must pull onto the shoulder. Vehicles parked on the right-of-way for more than a few minutes must park 6 feet or further from the traffic lane. This way, paved and unpaved shoulders are kept clear for vehicles needing emergency recovery areas. Never stop on a bridge, on-ramp or off-ramp, on a gore point where traffic lanes merge or split, or in or near a tunnel. Never stop on a blind curb where approaching drivers cannot see you. Never allow your vehicle to idle in areas where the grass is tall and dry, because your vehicle's hot exhaust system could ignite the grass. L means look out for danger and look out for each other. Since the threat of danger comes from both on and off the roadside, your best protection is to always be aware of your surroundings. Always work facing oncoming traffic, and then every few seconds, look up at the traffic and ahead where you're about to walk. If you must face away from traffic in order to work, then appoint someone to act as a lookout. Lookouts should not work. Instead, they should constantly watch the traffic and be ready to alert others if danger approaches. This rarely happens, but if you see a vehicle heading onto the roadside, immediately run away from the traffic lanes. Don't take the time to try and judge whether or not the vehicle is out of control. Do not consume alcohol or drugs before or during work, as your ability to react quickly to a dangerous situation will be impaired. Because it's all too easy to focus on your task and forget about looking up, you should also develop the habit of listening for danger. Radios and similar electronic devices are not permitted at the work site because they will prevent you from hearing the sound of tires skidding, a collision, or your lookout's warning. Beware of unauthorized persons on the right-of-way, and do not work alone lest you become an easy target. If you find a homeless encampment, stay away from it and notify your Caltrans maintenance representative of its presence. Keep away from harmful plants, stinging insects, snakes, and other wildlife. Small animals like to use large items as shelters, so gently nudge any large item before attempting to move it. Then lift the item away from your body just in case. Be sure to identify each item before you touch it. Never touch, move, or bag broken glass, syringes, or any item that could cut through your clothing or your litter bag. Leave all sharp items at your site. Only empty containers may be bagged, provided that they don't have sharp edges. Recyclable items may be bagged or taken home by your group. Don't bag heavy items or items with dull pointed edges because they could tear through the bag when it's moved or placed under pressure. Instead, stack those kinds of items alongside your filled bags or in other safe locations for Caltrans to collect. Large items that would prevent your bag from being properly tied closed should be stacked as well. The bag it, move it, or leave it sheet identifies items that you may not bag because they're considered too hazardous to be placed in a landfill. You may be surprised to find that many products like batteries, paint, and motor oil are considered hazardous waste. But the fact is, Caltrans sends out specially equipped crews to properly dispose of them. In general, if you find a hazardous item that is securely contained, the bag it, move it, or leave it sheet will instruct you to report it to the Caltrans maintenance representative listed on your encroachment permit during normal business hours. However, leaking or spilled hazardous materials should be reported immediately. Do not touch or move any product that you cannot identify. If any item found has a strong smell, quickly move away from it. Never touch or move animal carcasses, biological waste, or medical waste. If an item that you are leaving at your site will not be easily visible to the Caltrans crew picking up your bags, please call your Caltrans maintenance representative during normal business hours to report the item. If possible, place the filled bag by the item to mark its location. A is for alert the California Highway Patrol by calling 911 if you find extremely hazardous items. The bag it, move it, or leave it sheet identifies those items which the California Highway Patrol needs to be informed of. Items in this category pose a serious, immediate, or potential danger. If someone in your group finds such an object, they must bring it to the attention of the safety leader or the safety leader's designated substitute. That person must call 911 immediately. If he or she does not have access to a cell phone or call box, then someone other than the safety leader must leave the site to make the call. And then, unless advised to leave the area, the safety leader must stay at the site until a highway patrol officer arrives. If necessary, the highway patrol officer will contact Caltrans for hazardous materials cleanup and disposal. N means never risk injury. Enthusiasm is a good thing, but only if combined with common sense. If you work in an unsafe location or in an unsafe manner, you'll risk injury. It's unsafe to work on or within 6 feet of a traffic lane. Use crosswalks and signals where available. Other spots to avoid are slippery or unstable areas such as wet ground, steep slopes, and drainage facilities. You are not permitted on or in front of crash cushions or guardrails. Please resist the urge to clean these areas. Instead, inform Caltrans of any litter present, and we'll do our part to keep the roadsides clean. You must use lookouts when working on blind curves. Remember, if you can't see an oncoming car, the car's driver cannot see you. Carrying heavy bags may cause back strain, so as soon as your bag becomes heavy, tie it off and start a new bag. Do not compact the bags, as this may cause injury or tear the bags. Avoid bending from the waist. Litter pickers are available from Caltrans and should be used whenever possible. When you must bend to move an object, bend from your knees. Ask for help to move heavy objects or leave them at the site for Caltrans personnel to remove. Make sure your tools are adequate for the job at hand. Use work strategies such as leapfrogging to reduce work time, and rotate lookouts to provide workers a brief rest. Drink plenty of water, especially on warm, humid days. If there is a safe place at or near your site, plan to take a break. Stop working and arrange to leave the site if you feel sore, or ill, or are injured. S stands for stack your bags. Let's talk for a moment about bags and bag placement. If you are not allowed in an area, then neither are your filled bags. This makes sense when you consider that a bag placed on a shoulder is very likely to be run over. Be considerate of the Caltrans employees who will come to collect your bags. Where possible, stack your filled bags in 2 or 3 locations along your site where a Caltrans crew can safely stop to load them. Don't place your bags on blind curves, and please never place any sharp or heavy object in a bag. Let's do a quick review of the crew plan's acronym. C. Contact Caltrans at least 5 days before you work. R is for review safety procedures. E. Evaluate weather conditions. W. Wear your safety gear. P. Park in a safe place. L. Look out for danger and for each other. A. Alert the California Highway Patrol if you find an extremely hazardous item. N. Never risk injury. S. Stack your bags. Did you remember them all? No? Well, don't worry. We want you to get serious about safety, but we don't expect you to learn everything in just one session. This video is yours to keep, so pass it around and view it again later. If you do this and conduct a brief safety review before each work event, you'll do great. If you have any questions regarding Adopt a Highway safety procedures, feel free to call your Caltrans representative. The work that you are doing is of great service to all Californians. We at Caltrans want to thank you for your help and hope that you enjoy your Adopt a Highway experience.